Were you ordered the right MRI after your head injury? It's a crucial question, especially when it comes to understanding the full extent of a head injury. Does an MRI have to do with a head injury? An MRI, or magnetic resonance imaging, is a type of imaging technique that uses strong magnetic fields and radio waves to create detailed images of the inside of our bodies. When it comes to the brain, an MRI is invaluable. It can provide a clear and detailed view of the brain's structure, making it easier to detect any major abnormalities, such as tumors, brain bleeding, or significant tears. A standard MRI is the most commonly used imaging technique for the brain. It's like a high-definition map, providing a detailed layout of the brain's landscape. It's an excellent tool for spotting major issues, but like any map, it has its limitations. Might not pick up on the smaller alleyways or hidden pathways, or reveal any visible structural damage in the case of certain head injuries, such as concussions. Being in a car accident and suffering a concussion. You're experiencing persistent symptoms like headaches, dizziness, and cognitive impairments. A standard MRI might not show any visible structural damage to the brain. It could miss subtle injuries from the concussion, like microscopic damage to the brain's white matter tracts or microvascular damage. Clearly, more advanced imaging techniques may be necessary to uncover the full extent of the damage. The standard MRI is a powerful tool, but not always the appropriate test for specific injuries to diagnose. If you are a victim of a head injury, experiencing persistent symptoms like headaches, dizziness, and cognitive impairments, you need the proper testing and healthcare providers to prove your damages. In these situations, it's possible that subtle white matter injuries are contributing to your symptoms. These injuries can have long-term consequences. They might affect your ability to think, to remember, to control your emotions, or to coordinate your movements. Again, these injuries may not be detected by a standard MRI. It's like trying to spot a single damaged blade of grass on a vast football field. It's just not designed to pick up that level of detail. What does this mean for you? It means that if you're experiencing persistent symptoms after a head injury, you might need more advanced imaging techniques to uncover the full extent of the damage. Types of injuries can have long-term consequences for the individual, but they may not be detected by a standard MRI. The good news is that with modern medicine, there are more sophisticated ways that can be incredibly helpful in diagnosing head injuries. We review a few of them here. We are in no way acting as healthcare professionals, and we won't get into intricate details of these tests, but we'll simply share them with you if you have been involved in some type of head injury. First, there's diffusion tensor imaging, or DTI. It offers a unique approach to brain imaging by measuring the diffusion of water molecules in the brain. This method can reveal microscopic damage to the white matter tracts, which are crucial for communication between different brain. DTI's usefulness is immense, especially in cases where a standard MRI fails to detect any structural abnormalities, but the individual is still experiencing persistent symptoms. For instance, consider a professional athlete who suffered a concussion during a game. A standard MRI may not show any visible damage, but a DTI scan could reveal subtle white matter injuries. These injuries might be the culprit behind the athlete's ongoing cognitive and physical impairments. Secondly, we have functional MRI, or fMRI. This technique measures the changes in blood oxygenation levels in the brain, which can indicate changes in neural activity. This can provide insights into how the brain is functioning, even in the absence of structural abnormalities. An fMRI can be particularly useful in cases where an individual has suffered a traumatic brain injury, often referred to as a TBI, and is experiencing cognitive or behavioral changes, but a standard MRI does not reveal any obvious structural damage. An example of this might be a construction worker who fell on a job site and suffered a traumatic brain injury. A standard MRI may not show any visible lesions or abnormalities. However, an fMRI scan could reveal changes in the worker's brain activity that could be causing their symptoms. These more detailed and comprehensive views of the brain uncovering injuries that might otherwise go undetected. By identifying these microscopic injuries, these techniques can help build a stronger case for the individual's need for ongoing medical treatment and compensation. This can be particularly crucial for those seeking an appropriate settlement following a head injury. Understanding these techniques and their potential benefits is key. Utilizing different types of MRIs can play a major factor in justifying the necessity for long-term medical care and having the defendants pay for that care. Different types of MRIs provide concrete evidence in a case that can be pivotal in legal settlements. A skilled professional can use a functional MRI to build a comprehensive picture of an individual's brain health following a head injury. It can help identify the need for further treatment, rehabilitation, and compensation. When it comes to a head injury, specific MRI testing plays a significant part in revealing major brain abnormalities. Right MRI can make a significant difference in the outcome of a head injury case, from diagnosis to treatment and legal settlements. Make sure you get the right MRI for your head injury to ensure you get the treatment you need and the compensation you deserve. Are you working with a knowledgeable medical team? Are they familiar with all types of advanced imaging techniques? The attorney you hire may be the one referring you to different healthcare providers to further assess your damages. Pause. If this is the case, make sure you have an attorney that is also familiar with specific testing. Make sure that attorney is referring you to the appropriate providers that will order the testing that can make all the difference in your case. Thank you for watching our channel. Please subscribe if you are getting any benefit from this platform. Wishing you the best of health.